Hey y'all, so today I'm playing with a real tripod and a ring light. Hot as hell, okay? And clearly I need to learn how to do my makeup better and get my hair together, but we gonna keep growing through this, okay? So today, I also have notes because we doing it big, baby. Really, I took notes because I'm about to tell you guys about a book and I wanted to make sure I got it right, like the name, the authors, that sort of thing. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to you guys about a passage in the book, Conscious Loving, The Journey to Co-Commitment. And basically the book is about how we can be whole people and be in relationships and committed situations with other whole people instead of looking for someone to complete you and that sort of thing. So that's a philosophy we can unpack another day. But for the purposes of this conversation, the two authors of this book are a married couple, Gay and Kathlyn Hendricks. Let's call her Kathy, okay? And yeah, there was a passage that basically was talking about how they have patients that come in all the time, or clients. I don't know, I'm trying to respect the PhDs out here, but so they'll see these folks and they'll come in and complain about how their relationship is lacking love. And then as they start asking, their patients questions and figuring out where is this coming from, what they always end up seeing is that it's never the lack of love, and it's really the presence of it that brings all of our issues front and center. So the wonderful thing about relationships is that they require a very delicate balance of closeness and space. And a lot of times, in our regular lives, we choose to keep space from people, a safe distance, so that you don't, cry at work or just act out of character or something. But when we get into close relationships, there are certain things that we end up having to deal with that we otherwise shy away from, right? But when we are presented with someone who is seeing us in such a vulnerable way, and if we're not on the same page about needing, space and closeness at the same time, things might get lost in translation. There might be a wife who's I feel so unappreciated, and a husband who's how could you think that? I do X and Y and Z. But really, she felt unappreciated because she expected her husband to drop everything when he came through the door and just start talking to her and kissing her and just, but it's at that moment he needed a little bit of space because he's, unwinding from work, whatever the case is. And even if he wanted to be close to her later on in the day, now she kind of feeling hurt because of that space that he initially hit her with. So now she's man, I'm trying to, and then it creates this friction, and then it brings up other things. We might start feeling oh, as women, why am I in a situation where this happened? Or as men, oh, why is this not peaceful when all I want is to love her and be in harmony, right? And mind you, works either way, male, female, however you want to cut it. Because at the end of the day, there are so many things that have affected us from even when we were babies. Did your mom pick you up when you cried? Did she make you cuddle with her when you kind of wanted to just mind your little baby business, And sometimes when, as children, when our boundaries are kind of not respected, we kind of grow up with this weird sense of misplaced closeness and separation. And it is in our relationships as adults, quite frankly. I mean, it happens throughout your life, but when you are truly in a space where you are building with another individual, a lot of times things that you didn't even realize could ever be issues for you, here they are. And now you got to be honest with yourself about it, So I say this to say that a lot of times in our romantic relationships, when we experience contrast, when we experience things that make us uncomfortable, we don't always pull out the lessons. We don't always look at how those situations can actually help shed some light into our own inner state and can actually help us be closer to our partners, and at the same time respect when they need space and vice versa. So don't be so quick to think that there is a void of love, especially when it comes to the people that are closest to you, because chances are y'all just gotta get on the same wavelength. Because you love each other, you're gonna affect each other in a deeper way, and it just is what it is. So find the beauty in that and learn from it, grow from it.